Millionaire sees his childhood love begging with two twin children. Logan felt a pang in his chest. He knew that face even through the dirt and pain. It couldn't be, but it was. Olivia Carter. Memories flooded back in an instant. The girl who once made his dull childhood brighter. The only person who truly believed in him before he became ruthless in his pursuit of success. But what had happened to her? Why was she here, begging on the streets? And those little girls, were they hers? His feet moved before his mind could catch up. He stepped toward her, his expensive shoes tapping against the pavement. Olivia? His voice was softer than he expected. The woman looked up sharply, her tired eyes widening in shock. For a second, she looked like she might not believe what she was seeing. Then her lips parted, and in a whisper that barely reached him, she said, "Logan?" The moment stretched between them, thick with unspoken words, forgotten years, and 1,000 emotions neither of them could name. One of the little girls tugged at Olivia's sleeve. "Mama, who is he?" Before Olivia could answer, Logan crouched down, leveling himself with the twins. Their faces, now that he looked closely, had a striking resemblance to someone he used to know. His heart pounded in his chest, a wild thought creeping into his mind. He swallowed hard, forcing himself to stay composed. "Olivia, what happened to you?" Tears welled in her eyes, but she quickly blinked them away. "It's a long story, Logan, one I don't even know where to begin." "Then let's start somewhere." His voice was steady, but inside, he was anything but. She hesitated, looking around as if expecting someone to interrupt this moment. Then she sighed. "After college, everything fell apart. I was married, but he left. I had no one, no money, no home. And now," she gestured to the sidewalk, to the tattered blanket beneath them, to the hopelessness in her tired eyes. "This is all we have." Logan clenched his jaw, anger rising in him not at her, but at the situation, at whoever had abandoned her like this, at himself for not knowing, for not being there. He exhaled sharply, standing up. "Come with me." Olivia blinked. "What?" "You and the girls. You're coming with me." His voice left no room for argument. "But Logan, I'm not leaving you here, Olivia." His gaze softened. "I lost you once. I'm not making that mistake again." Tears finally spilled down her cheeks. She looked at her daughters, then back at Logan. "Are you sure?" He nodded, more than anything. And just like that, everything changed. The story continues. Olivia hesitated, glancing down at her daughters. They were staring up at Logan with wide, curious eyes. She had spent so long fighting to survive alone that the idea of accepting help even from Logan felt terrifying. "But Logan, I have nothing," she whispered. "I can't just walk into your life like this." Logan's jaw tightened. "You don't have nothing. You have them," he said, nodding toward the twins. "And now, you have me." Something in his tone made Olivia's breath hitch. The Logan she remembered had been kind, gentle even when life had been hard on him. But the man standing before her now was stronger, more intense. He wasn't just offering help, he was making a promise. After a long pause, she gave a slow nod. "Okay," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. Logan immediately pulled out his phone and made a call. "James, bring the car to my location, now." Within minutes, a sleek black car pulled up to the curb, drawing the attention of passersby. Olivia gathered the twins close, their small hands gripping onto her as if afraid this moment might disappear. Logan opened the door for them. "Get in," he said softly. She hesitated one last time before stepping inside, the twins scrambling in beside her. Logan followed, closing the door behind him. As the car pulled away from the curb, Olivia felt the weight of years of struggle pressing against her chest. She turned to Logan. "Where are we going?" "Home," he said simply. She swallowed hard. "Logan, I don't." He cut her off gently. "Olivia, you don't have to do this alone anymore." Tears welled in her eyes, but she quickly wiped them away. She looked down at her daughters, who were staring out the window in awe. For the first time in years, she allowed herself to feel something other than fear, hope. The story continues. As the car sped through the city streets, Olivia sat in silence, overwhelmed by everything happening so quickly. The soft hum of the engine, the plush leather seats. This was a world she hadn't been a part of in years. One of the twins, Lily, tugged at Olivia's sleeve. "Mama, is this our new home?" Olivia swallowed. "I don't know, sweetheart." Logan turned to face her. "For now, you'll stay at my estate. You and the girls will have everything you need." She bit her lip, unsure of how to respond. Just then, Logan's phone buzzed. He glanced at it and sighed. "I need to stop at my office first," he said, rubbing his temple. "There's someone I need to deal with." Olivia frowned. At this hour, Logan gave a tight smile. Let's just say not everyone plays fair in business. The car soon pulled up in front of a towering glass skyscraper, Bennett Enterprises. As they stepped inside, Olivia felt the weight of judgmental stares from the polished employees in the lobby. She instinctively tightened her grip on her daughter's hands. Before she could say anything, a woman in a striking red dress and sharp heels strode toward them. Her icy blue eyes scanned Olivia from head to toe before landing on Logan. "Logan," she purred, crossing her arms. "I didn't expect you back tonight." Logan's expression darkened. "Victoria." Olivia stiffened. She didn't know who this woman was, but the way she spoke to Logan made her uneasy. Victoria's gaze flickered to Olivia and the twins. "And who are these guests?" Logan's voice was firm. "Olivia Carter and her daughters." Something unreadable passed over Victoria's face before she gave a tight smile. "Ah, I see. A blast from the past." Olivia shifted uncomfortably, but Logan didn't give Victoria a chance to continue. "I don't have time for games, Victoria. Is he upstairs?" Victoria smirked. "Of course. But be careful, darling. Not everyone is as forgiving as you." Olivia frowned as Victoria turned on her heel and walked away. "Who was that?" Logan exhaled. "Victoria Hayes, my business partner, and one of the most dangerous women in this city." Before Olivia could process his words, Logan led them to a private elevator. The doors closed, and he turned to her. "There's something you should know, Olivia," he said. "My world. It's not as simple as it used to be." She met his gaze, seeing the flicker of something deeper in his eyes. A secret, a danger she hadn't yet understood. And for the first time, she wondered if stepping back into Logan Bennett's life would be more than she had bargained for. The story continues. The elevator doors slid open, revealing a luxurious penthouse office with floor-to-ceiling windows that overlooked the glittering city skyline. Olivia held her daughters close as Logan led them inside. The air was thick with tension, and she could feel that whatever was about to happen wasn't just a simple business meeting. A man stood near Logan's desk, his back turned. When he turned around, Olivia felt a shiver run down her spine. His sharp features and calculating eyes made it clear he wasn't someone to be taken lightly. "Logan," the man said, a smirk tugging at his lips. "You've kept me waiting." Logan's jaw tightened. "Olivia, this is Victor Grayson. He's an old rival." Victor's gaze flickered to Olivia and the twins. "And these must be the reason for your sudden change in priorities." His tone was mocking, but Olivia stood her ground. Logan stepped between them. "This conversation doesn't concern them." Victor chuckled. "Oh, but it does. You see, Logan, the moment you decided to care about someone other than yourself, you became vulnerable." Olivia's heart pounded. She didn't understand the full story, but she knew one thing: this man was a threat. Logan exhaled sharply. "I don't have time for your mind games, Victor. Whatever deal you think you can manipulate me into, forget it. I'm done playing by your rules." Victor's smirk faded slightly, but then he shrugged. "Suit yourself, Logan, but remember, powerful men don't get to have weaknesses. And right now, you're carrying two of them." Logan's fists clenched, but he didn't take the bait. Instead, he placed a protective hand on Olivia's shoulder. "You'll regret underestimating me, Victor." Without another word, Logan turned and led Olivia and the girls back into the elevator. As the doors closed, Olivia finally let out a breath she didn't realize she had been holding. She turned to Logan. "What was that about?" Logan ran a hand through his hair. "Victor is dangerous, and he just made it clear that he sees you and the girls as a weakness." Olivia swallowed. "So what do we do now?" Logan looked at her, determination burning in his eyes. "We fight back. I'm not letting anyone hurt you or the twins." A new beginning. That night, Logan brought Olivia and the girls to his estate, a sprawling mansion that felt like another world compared to the streets they had come from. But despite the luxury, Olivia still felt uncertain. As she tucked her daughters into a warm, comfortable bed, she sat beside them, brushing their hair back gently. Lily looked up at her. "Mama, are we safe now?" Olivia's throat tightened. She wanted to say yes, but before she could answer, Logan's voice came from the doorway. "You're safe," he said firmly, stepping inside. "And you always will be." Olivia looked at him, truly seeing him for the first time. not as the ruthless businessman the world feared, but as the boy she had once known, the boy who had always cared. For the first time in years, she allowed herself to believe in something she had forgotten: hope. And as she lay down that night, with her daughters peacefully asleep beside her, she knew this was the beginning of a new life. Moral of the story: kindness never fades, no matter how much success or power someone gains. True kindness always finds its way back. Logan's heart, despite his wealth and ruthlessness, still carried love for Olivia. Everyone deserves a second chance. Life doesn't always go as planned, but people can rise again when given the right support and opportunity. Olivia had lost everything, but Logan's help gave her a new beginning. True strength is in protecting others. Logan was once a man who thought power came from wealth and control, but he realized that real strength comes from protecting the ones you love, even when it makes you vulnerable. Hope is never lost, no matter how dark life gets. Hope can always be found, sometimes in the most unexpected places. The end.